my friends? Welcome to another Subie Shaves video. It's been a beautiful day. Hashtag Team All Blade and hashtag No Blade Left Behind. I say it because I mean it. Subie smiles to all of you and squad goals. Thank you so much for clicking into our shave video and for joining me. I'm thrilled to have you here. Hopefully wherever you're watching from, you've got yourself something refreshing in your hand and you're sitting in a comfy chair. Will it on in, and thank you for being here. I am really excited. We're doing a Subie Shave subscriber appreciation. My buddy sent me out 5 different soaps that I had no idea were coming, and I just want to give him a huge shout out to Charles. Thank you again for including us and remembering us in the gift giving. I really do appreciate when I have the opportunity to talk about something new, and now we've got a bunch of new shave scents to use. So again, huge thanks and appreciation to Charles for making this happen. I'm really excited. We're going to be talking about what he sent, right? Which I think is awesome. And predominantly this scent right here. This is Mike's Natural Shave Soap. We're going to be using it. I really like it. It's a bay rum and it's a tallow lanolin shave soap handmade in Portland, Oregon. We'll get into it. I'm really excited today. We're also going to be back kind of revisiting and going back over the high proof razor. I'm really excited to talk about this and use this again on channel. 9 months since we've had this razor on channel. At least the first time, the very first debut of using it was 9 months ago. And today we're going to rock out and use this again on channel while describing and discussing the differences, updates, and maybe some of the things that are forthcoming from the Broman Mark II razor. Again, this is a Z-Mac razor that does secure the blade with a stainless steel cap and magnets inside of the base plate right here. You see that? Predominantly is going to hold the blade with these magnets here with a closure that kind of flips up like this. We'll talk about it today. I did reach out to the owner and producers of this razor, and I did get a small update on things that they're doing. If you're curious and you're interested in these razors, stick around. We'll be talking about it. I'm really excited today. And I almost forgot to call it out, but I'm going to be mixing and matching my Bayroom style scent with Atomic Pumpkin by Phoenix Artisan Accoutrement. I just want to kind of add a little bit of flair and a little bit of fun to a scent that's pretty, I mean, it's been used so many different times. Love this. Absolutely love this. The actual soap today, I am telling you, it did not suck. And that was what kind of blew my mind. The fragrance on it's probably like a 3.5. 3 out of 10 as far as strength goes. It doesn't have a ton of projection, and I noticed as I was lathering it, it actually lost more of the scent density. But you can see here, look at this stuff. It definitely lathered really well, really easily, and we've already got it on the dome ready for the shave. It is easy to paint on. It is ultra thirsty. It was a shave soap that really wanted me to dump like a whole sink worth of water into it, and I've got plenty of lather left over post the face shave. Now the face shave today had tons of glide, tons of protection, and no irritation whatsoever. You can see we are BBS to the bone. I mean, this is a fantastic ultra close shave, and we did it on 48 hours with some Wizamet Super Iridium blades. I mentioned that. I want to call that out. I'm using sharp blades in the high proof because I really feel that's where it shines at its best, right? 9 months later, right? 9 months later after it's released, for me, it shaves best with some really sharp blades and a light hand. Now, there's been a lot of discussion on this razor, and I love being able to talk back and forth because a lot of users have had very different experiences, right? This is a pivoting head single edge razor that uses a half DE razor blade that you either cut or snap in place. For me, I love this razor because of it's mindless, it's automatic. It is a seriously drop and go kind of razor. It's autopilot. And my buddy Charles, it's ironic because he's the person that introduced the Broman to me, the Mark I Broman with the plastic base cap here, or top cap. He introduced this to me. He actually reached out and said, this is the razor I love to use on the daily. You've got to try it out as a head shaver. It's mild and effective. I got one. I sourced one. It was hard to do. We did get one. And then it was really like ultimately for me, just not a close enough shaver. And I know that's the reason he moved his on. He actually later on, a few years later, I was able to move his and sell his and kind of replace it. Well, I made sure just recently, I don't even know if he's gotten it yet, I sent him out a high proof. I was like, it's kind of funny at this point because he's the person that got me into the Broman razor, right? To get him going on this razor. This is a razor produced in America. It is a razor being developed and created by 2 different guys. And I absolutely love this, produced in Montana. It is an anodized razor, so it's aluminum and it's light. You can see that high proof. I love the way the logo is. It says Made in America on the base here. It's really cool. I love this different logoing style they put on here. And for all of you out there saying, whoa, Why does it say Subie Shaves? They did send this to me as they were doing some testing themselves, and later on they released color. So originally it was black and silver. I made sure to grab a silver here for you. I've seriously purchased like 10 of these now. I've sent these as gifts to everybody I know. This one is the silver, and as they were kind of playing around with doing some different finishes and colors, right, they did this, and I just think that's awesome. I really do appreciate them. I was a backer on their Kickstarter, and I was actually a pre-backer when I saw the information pop up on Instagram. Before everything kind of started and the ball started moving, I said, I want to use this razor. It looks like one for me. I'm a person that likes and enjoys pivoting style headed razors, right? I love them. I enjoy them. They're razors that I get along with very well, and this for me just felt really natural in my hand. You can see they've gone and skeletonized it. It is 20 grams, so it is on the lighter side, and I've heard people mention that they think that they should fill these in. I don't know. I really like the way it feels in the hand. I think it's very ergonomic, and you can see every attention to detail has been paid. They have faceted and kind of rounded the corners here, so there's no edges, but it's still grippy. I think this is freaking awesome as far as a modern improvement or attempt to modernize the safety razor market. Now, here's what's funny to me. This razor was produced not for the community, not for even for sale, but the original owner just wanted a solution. He wanted a pivoting head razor that worked for him in the shower. He created it himself as just kind of a nicety, and then when he started like sharing it, people were like, oh, I would use that. Then he decided, well, maybe there's a market for it. So it was actually a product designed to solve a problem rather than to be sold and mass marketed, which I think is really cool, right? It was a razor designed and developed for a specific situation. Now, for me, I get along, like I said, really well with a really sharp blade. I've tried more mild ones. It doesn't work quite as well. And for me, this razor has some things you need to know about before you purchase it, right? The head cap is solely secured by magnets. So there's no screwing, there's no tightening that you're gonna do. Whatever that closure mechanism looks like, that's how it's gonna look. I've had a couple people reach out and say, theirs did a little bit of movement. If you watch this, I'm not getting any movement on my head cap. I have seen other people that did have a little bit more movement. I don't know if that's like a manufacturing issue or if it's like, maybe the finish didn't quite secured as tightly. Mine does not really move at all. I mean, I've tried sliding it side to side. I mean, it really is tight, at least on all the models that I have seen. Another thing I have seen and heard and had people talk to me about is as they're shaking it in the water like this, you can see as they're shaking it, they've had the head cap come off. I have not had the head cap come off, and as I swish mine in the water, I actually swish it like this. And I was wondering, I watched my wife do it like this. She didn't have the head cap come off, but the force of the water doing this, I could understand. If you're having an issue, shake it like this underwater. I mean, if you do this, like the side to side, it will clear that lather out of that base area, no problems. At least it does for me. And I've never had a single issue with the head cap coming off. Again, I shake mine vigorously and I've never had an issue. Another thing I had somebody reach out to me and said is that they were attempting to use the razor and they were getting a lot of chatter, a lot of vibration. I think that comes down to the amount of pressure they're applying as they're shaving. Let me show you. For me, I like this razor as just a very light touch, and to control the pivot, just to let the pivot kind of do its own thing, right? I do allow the razor to pivot, but it's a very light pivot. I don't like really force it down. And I also don't do like a really sharp motion. As you can see, it's a very slow, very fluid, very, it feels very natural across the skin. Whereas I have seen some people that almost try to like pre-buff with the stubble that they have on their head. Now, again, I don't know if you guys love seeing the stubble coming off. I apologize for all of you that are triggered by this. I had some people reach out recently and say, why do you show us? It's because I want you to see that I'm actually shaving and that these reviews are indeed real. I thought it was kind of interesting, the people that said, I don't like seeing stubble coming off. For me, I want to be able to see that the product is indeed working. The Broman, as we showed, right? I tried to really get that on camera. With the 72 hours of growth, nothing happened. That with the grain pass, absolutely did nothing, right? Whereas this, nice, efficient, and close. Now, again, I'm not saying that this razor is perfect by any means. It's been 9 months. I have not had any degradation in my magnets, and I have not had any problems with lather building up over the magnets. Those are things that I was worried about when I saw the design. And I said to myself, well, the only way to know if it's going to continue to work well is to use it regularly and see how it holds up. 9 months later, these have been used, these have been thrown in the shower, and these have gone on every single adventure and vacation our family has been on, right? My wife and I always take a high proof because it is her favorite razor of all time thus far. She loved the Leaf Thorn, and loves the leaf razor 100%. But for her, when we go traveling, right, she wants to take one device. And this razor kind of does both, right? It pivots, but it's got a very small face. And for both of us, it works really, really well. It's a good companion shaver as far as what our preferences are. You can see here, so smooth. It's fast, it's easy, and it really does give me a shave that doesn't require a whole lot of effort or thought. I can just do this. It's so nice and smooth. Now, again, I have had people that are higher caliber. I want to mention this. Some higher profile people reach out and say, I reviewed that razor and I hated it. That's totally fine. I don't think that's a problem. There's a lot of razors out there that are great razors that I don't get along with. And that is what makes the craft amazing, right? That's why we do it. That's what makes us get up in the morning and get excited about trying a new razor that we gotten in the mail, or really get on Facebook and watch other people and say to ourselves, what are they using? Would I like it? Take a look here. Just annihilating. I don't know if you guys want to see. It is annihilating the stubble on my head. It is a smooth shaver. It's one that I absolutely do not mind talking about, do not mind giving a shout out to, and it has seen some revisions. Now, that's the thing about the Broman, and I want to call this out. I did get in contact with Dan again. Again, this is very back and forth. It's like one line, right? I want to mention this. I'm not getting a ton of details here. I did reach out to him and I said, I'm going to be doing a video with the pivoting razor. Do you want me to mention anything? They are currently undergoing manufacturing changes, okay? I want to mention this. They are undergoing manufacturing changes with the Mark II razor. If you got one and you love it, right? You may have gotten one where the actual blade gap and blade exposure are the same, right? That they are even and that they make sense. What I was told is that is not 100% the case for all of the razors. 100% of the razors that were produced and made just recently, I would say there's definitely some out there that are having issues. And he said that they are going to be changing the way that the razor is produced as far as the CNC work. And there's going to be some slight adjustments to their actual line to make sure that they come across as being, quality, and that they do have the ability to shave, right? That's the thing, is I give that razor 3 good attempts, like many people here, right? There's a lot of people that are on this channel that has said they tried the razor for several days and never could get it to shave. There are a few people out there that do like it, but for the majority of the comments I've heard so far is that they don't enjoy the way the razor actually shaves, and they don't enjoy the way that it performs. And that was kind of my experience. You can see here even, I got my bug bite. I have a bug bite right here. I don't know if everybody can see it. I have a bug bite. The High Proof took it. I actually got a little bit of a small, I wouldn't call it a bite, but I got a reminder that I have a bug bite here. That razor really shaves well. It's close. It's efficient. But why I love it, right, is it doesn't take any effort to use. I don't go in, chop in. There's some things I've seen forum-wise for people that I was like, I wouldn't do that with a regular safety razor, right? There's a couple different times I've talked to people, I'm like, I wouldn't want to shave like that with a regular safety razor. But if you go in, use a light hand, for me, it's an elegant razor. And I know it's not for everybody. I really like it. The neodyne magnets have held up over the time. They are still securing the blade, and they're still producing a very close shave that is still efficient. Now, again, I do Subie stack mine. I put 2 blades in mine because I like the way it feels across the skin. My wife tried it with the High Proof. She hates it with 2 blades. I like it. It works for me, but not for everybody, right? I'm not going to say it improves the razor shaving. So if you've used the razor and you hated it, I'm not saying try 2 blades, right? That's not going to be the case. It does have a very specific fill and form factor to it. But for me, I get a great shave out of this. And it was with their first attempt, right? We're now on the second attempt with this. Hopefully it's better. Hopefully they go in and they shape this portion better. They did say they're going to work on their CNC line, right? So that this reveal is even and that the blade is actually going to be exposed and it's going to have some performance. From what I've been told, again, that is complete hearsay directly from the owner, but I do not know I don't know the process and I don't know what's actually going to happen. I just want to call that out. We're going to have a little bit of splash here. We're going to get on and see how we did. Oh, what a shave. It is close. It was efficient. And I am telling you this, woo, you can see right here, definitely just barely got that bug bite. So if you're a person that is shaving around moles, things like that, just know it will still bite absolutely with poor form, right? Or a little too much pressure. Or if you're just doing this, you may not get as good of a shave as you could. For me, light touch, elegant, very easy to use, and you'll get a great shave, right? Just go in, use that lighter touch, let the pivot do the work for you. That's the best part about the razor. 20 grams. It does use that magnetic set to really allow the razor to be perfect for the skin, right? To add the angle it needs to be at its smoothest position. I think this is phenomenal. Again, huge shout out to High Proof for releasing a razor correct and workable and usable in its current form, in the first form, right? The first release. Huge shout out. That's hard to do. It doesn't happen all the time, right? Having products get revisions is completely natural. And we saw a company release something that was pretty good as is. I like this a lot. Now, there were people that reached out and they'll reach back to them and said, I didn't want the shave. They did take those back. And from what I understand, there's some people that said their anodizing had issues, right? So there are still some things I think the company can work on and improve. I would love to see a stainless steel or a titanium, hint, hint. I would love to see that from this company. But as far as how it shaves compared to this one, night and day difference. This was $50. But it's $50 of a razor that just sits, right? I can't actually use this. This is just going to go into a bin somewhere as a collectible. Whereas this right here is still going to sit on our bathroom countertop. It's the razor that I know both me and my wife pick up when we just want a fast, easy shave that's really close and long lasting. Love this one again. Huge shout out to the High Proof guys. Not affiliated, no Subie link to go to, but I just really do appreciate and love the razor. Thank you again for being here. I hope you enjoyed the content. I know I love doing it. And until I see y'all again, man, that was an awesome shave. I know I'm going to get out and enjoy it. That's the whole day. I'm going to get out and enjoy it. I'll see you for the next one. Subes out.